Talk, the nostalgia is crazy. It's nostalgic how when it rains it pours, and now we're looking at what's happening with the Migos. Today's production for you guys is the conspiracy involving the Migos. Why does Offset keep getting hit with these charges? And when I say charges, I mean the felonious type that is ready to put his career to bed. So my thing is, the crazy part is Offset's consistently getting caught up in drama. He's consistently getting, let's say, put into situations. Now, as we know, there's a certain protocol to how these things work, but he's consistently being hunted. He can't get away from an accident. He can't get away from a situation. So objectively, let's examine what's going on. Now, when the Migos' career started, he was in prison. He went through some things. He had felonies. There was many brawls the Migos have got into over their career, and each one, it involved him. And we saw that if he was implicated in it, he could have went down for some time now. And I'm not saying that he did do it, but we seen Quavo and Takeoff were taking the heat for him. Basically, they were stepping up to the situation saying we were involved. But now we see a situation where he's alone. It's almost like he can't get away from it. It's almost like he's stuck to the situation in a way where he's now being held accountable for all of it. Is this normal? Or is this something that we should say is being a targeting method? Now, it didn't describe all of how it happened. It described the charges. It described what he was facing, which are few misdemeanors and, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2 felonies. Both violent felonies. Number 1 being a felon possessing a weapon, which he can't possess a weapon, but it said concealed weapon, which is very key. There's a very key difference. That's what I'm saying. These are the little words you got to look for, because concealing without the proper license is a no-no. But he couldn't possess one because he was a felon. Although you can possess a weapon if you wear it visibly. That's the rights. So, I mean, we don't really see how that's fitting into the barrier of how these things are working out. Now he's in a target where he's in a hard spot. He's going to have to stand and show attentively he's involved in this, and he does have the characteristics to do these things. Based off of his past, this is really not good. He's going to need a good lawyer, and he's going to need to beat probable cause on why they stopped him, why he was involved in something, and how he was implicated. Now, if there's a witness, that's even worse. So things are getting worse by the moment as we examine everything that's going on around Offset. He could go down for years. And when I say years, I mean 25 to 50 years. Because when you're a felon and you get caught up in a violent crime with multiple felonious accusations and a witness, they trust this to hold you dead to rights. That's the danger he's in. And that's something that he's going to have to fight tooth and nail. Now, why does Offset keep getting caught up in these situations? Why does the Migos keep getting caught in violent situations involving jewelers, random folk, just stuff? Where is the guys around them to handle business? That's part of what I'm saying. With the amount of money they've made and the stature they have, where are these guys that are going to take on the drama for them? Every superstar should have a group of guys, if not protection, to take on the drama for them, that is licensed and able to stand before the court of law and say, look, they were trying to attack him, or he was involved in this, protecting his life. These are very critical things, and on the jump side, critical errors that many artists make. We see it time and time again. And that's what I'm saying. There needs to be some type of balance in between what's happening. There needs to be some type of understanding. There's no understanding to this. They're basically saying he's guilty. So moving forward, what is going to happen to Offset? And what's this conspiracy around him to continually get caught up in this drama? Well, as we know, he's recently been with Cardi B. But there's also been situations in which we noticed that him and Cardi B's relationship has been rocky. Could this be, let's say, forced karma for his issues with Cardi B? The accusations of cheating, the accusations of many different other things. This is what we need to examine. This is where we need to look at. Because the wife is supposed to hold her husband down. Where's his situations that are involving this to cause this type of situation for him to be in prison. This time, if he gets caught up in the situation, it's not going to be good at all. It's really not going to be good at all. I mean, this guy's about to stand before a court with a past. And what we talk about yesterday was character. The way a prosecutor literally steps up to make a conviction or to prove things in their favor is to take character into consideration. See, the character consideration helps them to avoid actually having to find evidence. They just going to play your character bad. See, the judge and officers involved play a bigger role than most people understand. Officers usually know the judge, and the judge usually knows the officers, as well as the prosecutors. Of course, they know the prosecutors. That's why it's very important to get a defense attorney that is very familiar with these parties, that can have competent conversations, whether in the chambers or behind the scenes, elsewhere behind closed doors. Not to make a deal, but you pay for the lawyer because they're going to fight on your behalf. That's why you pay for a lawyer and you don't take a greenhorn. Greenhorns don't look to protect you more than they look to get you a slighted deal. There's no way to get a slighted deal in this instance, so he has to step up and look for someone that actually has some type of knowledge and understanding of what's going on, or anything around the case that doesn't involve, let's say, make a deal or get this guy hemmed up. This is bad. Also, with his past, this is very bad. He needs to make a decision on what he wants to do and make it fast. It's not even about the financial standing for him. This is about image. So if they're looking for someone who's a superstar to go down and make a message to other superstars that may be in there, and there's a lot in Atlanta, we don't know if they're trying to make an example. Are they going to make an example out of him and offset his career? Because that's what I'm saying. There's many different presents that can be brought into the situation to concur with what they're trying to absolutely put on him in a conviction manner. The convincing part. The defense attorney is going to have to convince not only of his character, but convince that probable cause and make it look as if he was targeted. That's the goal. You got to make this man look like a target because he's a superstar, that he was violated, or because of his past he was violated. Rule number one, if you're a felon of some type, you're a superstar, you pay for your help until you get your record expunged. That's rule number one. You pay for your help until you get your record expunged. Getting that off of your record is very important. Now, normally for another person, they may be looking to work. It wouldn't be that serious to get their record expunged so that they could get a job if a job's willing to accept what they've been through in the past. But when you're a superstar, it is very crucial that your record has nothing on it, especially if it's a felon with felonies, multiple felonies. Because I don't know about anywhere else at the moment, but I could tell you in PA, it's a 3-strike rule. You usually get 3 felonies and you're done. These guys have no leniency. They're not trying to hear anything, and they're just trying to throw you up the river. I'm presuming it's near to the same. If not, there's multiple cases. I'm going to say you have 3 to 5 times that you can get a felony, depending on the situation. If it's a violent one, it's always going to be 3. Always. That's what people don't get. I know that part. 3 violent felonies and you're going. Because some people are going off of one if it's murder. Or 2 if it's attempted murder and then having a weapon. It just depends on the situations. If it was a robbery related one and someone got murdered, you're instantly gone. But if it's one that you maybe had something and they're presuming you may try to, but it's more of a self-defense and less of a felonious one where you're trying to rob or take something from someone, you do have a fighting chance. That's the thing. This is about having a fighting chance. Will Offset have a fighting chance to get out of the conspiracy to put him in those prisons? We've seen they've been targeting him time after time after time. Fans, other superstars, just everyone that's around the situation. Why is Cardi B so quiet? What does Cardi B have to do with the situation? Could this be some forced karma because of his actions towards Cardi B? Does she actually know? Does she actually care to the extent enough to stand out there, not only to protect him, but get him all the lawyers he'll need to do this? That's another point. Where was Offset in Takeoff? Where was Quavo in Takeoff? Why is Offset always alone? And his situations we've seen recently, from the car crash to this, he's always alone. We don't really have anything to show that he had some type of support to lean on. Why is he traveling alone like this? Is he sliding out at night? Is he going off on tour on his own? I don't think so. What's going on? Is there a conspiracy to put Offset under the jail? Is there a conspiracy? What kind of conspiracy? I'm not understanding this, because he's always targeted in situations when we know of other superstars who do these type of things on a regular, and nothing seems to happen to them. I don't get it. Nothing seems to happen to them, and they're still free, still doing what they want to do. But it seems Offset has been targeted in Atlanta for so long. I mean, there's many other Atlanta-related superstars that are involved in this synonymous activity that he's being accused of, and we know this for a fact. It's not even a judgment thing. We can look at many stories. What is it he's doing that is pressing him into these situations? How is he going to get out of it? Well, for starters, get the best lawyer you know. And again, you have to expose the character of the witness. If this was a witness that was living the same lifestyle, his character needs to come to light that he's no good guy either. Because prosecution's coming for his character. And that's the first thing they're going to come for. We'll see how it works out. All rights reserved.